Forgot to add myself to the stream before I actually even started. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. For some reason, StreamYard wouldn't let me do my normal stream or my normal intro, so this is weird. Let me see. Will it really not? Oh, that's interesting. How's everyone doing tonight? We're doing a little bit of testing of the S1R Mark II, seeing if we can get it to overheat while streaming. Currently, there's no overheating warning. So, and I've actually been streaming UVC for like 20 minutes already because I was doing thumbnails and things like that. So, if you're joining the stream, if you're hanging out, happy Friday. I might, the stream says streaming with S1R Mark II until it overheats. That's partially true. It's going to be either that or until I run out of things to talk about, or until our puppy dictates that I need to leave. So, yeah. Yeah, life update. I have a puppy now. She is a Dutch Shepherd, we think. Her name is Mackenzie, and she's both wonderful and chaotic at the same time. So, currently streaming on the S1R Mark II with the Sigma 24 millimeter f1.4. That's been my go-to lately with YouTube videos. I'm using the Dark Knight LUT in real-time LUT for the UVC mode. So there's a couple reasons why I want to do this test. I've been using UVC for projects lately and wanted to just stress test the camera, see if it would overheat. I know a lot of people are having overheating issues with the S1R Mark II and various situations. And so I wanted to see if I can use UVC for a decent extended period of time before it overheated. Now the problem is I can't see my display. I need to take the side handle off. I was going to do a rig tour video this past week, but we've had some family health stuff going on, so I've had to take care of that. And so does she need to come in here? To the live stream puppy. I need to remember where. Okay. But yeah, so I was going to put our rig tour because honestly, this stream, hello, puppy. Here, come put her in the pink chair. Say hello. Very young puppy. What are you, like 15 weeks old? Are you? Okay. All right, give her Sharky. It's like being brand new parents all over again. But yeah, so I was doing a rig tour video, but decided probably not the best week to do that. And so that will be coming out, but this is a rig tour, a rig that I'm using for the S1R Mark II that honestly, I've used it for podcast. I'm using it for a wedding in September. I have not been able to get it to overheat yet. And so we'll kind of put that rig tour out as soon as we can. This dog is currently looking out my window, but it's nighttime. I don't know what you're planning on seeing right now, but okay, live your life. So yeah, with this, basically in a nutshell, I'm using a V-mount battery, which if you're paying attention to any of the overheating solutions for the S1R Mark II, what are you doing? One thing is to remove the power from the camera itself. And so external power, V-mount batteries, things like that really helps. Not using CF Express cards, specifically the Angel Bird. I'm actually selling my Angel Bird card because it does cause overheating. And so, that's what I'm kind of doing with this is I have a V-mount battery. Obviously, I'm in UVC mode, so I'm not using any media right now. But for this wedding I'm doing, Mackenzie, go lay down. For this wedding I'm doing, I'm actually using an SSD and recording everything externally there. So that will help in a couple of different. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Come lay down. Come lay down. Lay down. So yeah, stress testing UVC to see if we have overheating. I think my sample S1R Mark II, when I was testing it for my review from when LUMIX sent it to me, I think that did overheat in UVC. So we'll see if my actual personal copy does it or not. If you're joining the stream, let me know where you're watching from. Join the chat. We'll hang out and talk. Maybe try to get the dog to calm down, hang out for a bit. So yeah. Life. Oh, another life update. Not really a life update, but another update. I just got this in from XLCS, which I'm super pumped on. Mackenzie, go lay down. Which is their cage that they have for the Sigma BF. This thing is killer. Like it's pretty solid. So I'm testing this out, trying to get some stress tests for that going on. Got some things in the works. Yeah. So let me know where you guys are watching from. We'll hang out for a bit, answer questions, do the stream thing, try to get this dog to not chew up my office. Seriously, she's like 20 weeks old and she's in that like teething mode where everything is chewable. So if you have suggestions for that, other than chew toys, because that's our obvious. Hey, come get Sharky. Come get Sharky. This is actually my very beloved. I used to have a boxer pit, and that was his toy. And so we passed it down to his little sister. So, yeah. So, S1R Mark II got a shoot tomorrow with the camera. I'm going to be using it for photos primarily, testing on a new lens. And hopefully that will come out well. It's an event. Been doing a lot of event stuff with the S1R Mark II. One thing that I want to get to a point where to see if to stress test it is I have an event next month that's like 2 12-hour days. And I'm like, is this thing going to last? Like, is it going to overheat on me? I'm actually bringing the S5 2X just as a backup and also as a B cam. Just because like that's a long day. They're not necessarily all long takes, but they are. It's definitely putting the S1R Mark II through its paces. Show comments on stage. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. I'm getting distracted by StreamYard. StreamYard changed from the last time that I saw it. So yeah, I really probably need to like get to a point where I'm 100% confident in the S1R Mark II before that event. If I need to rent a camera that doesn't necessarily overheat so easily, then I think that's the thing. You know, one thing I talk about in this video, and this video will probably come out the rig tour video. The video is kind of centered around my S1R Mark II rig that hasn't overheated or has yet to overheat. And one thing that I mentioned is like something that helps the S1R Mark II to not overheat is just lower resolution shooting modes. All of my client stuff right now is in 4K. Like 4K, I'll maybe do 6K if I'm doing like a B or C cam with the Sigma BF and want to do 6K on that. But for the most part, it is where are you? For the most part, it's all 4K, long GOP, pretty standard stuff. And honestly, that's where we did a podcast this past week. I posted it this past week. Come here. Come here. Can we get your bone? If you're just joining the stream, we have a 20-week-old puppy in the office today. I'll say hi, Mackenzie. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Don't bite the microphone. Just no, bite your toy. Are you good girl? Good girl. But we did a podcast recently where we seriously we're going for like an hour plus and no issues, no warnings. And for a camera that like I feel like everyone's like overheats so easily. To where like some people are not even using it for video because it overheats so easily. I mean, in fairness, my buddy Pav had the camera overheating in 4K. I think it was a long GOP. And I'm like, well, you've got to remove the battery. I think the biggest thing is the battery. Because I mean, honestly, my rig is pretty standard with just a V-mount battery. It's just, with your long shoots and things like that, it becomes just easier. And so I always shoot with a V-mount. And that's maybe why it's never overheated, is because the power consumption or power delivery is out of the camera and done externally. This dog is chewing on my curtains. This is the most insane. I've had some pretty crazy live streams. This one's pretty crazy. Hey, stop getting into that. Don't eat the film. That's my precious black and white film. Come here. Come here. So again, if you're just joining the stream, what we're doing here is we're testing UVC mode, just to see like if I were to stream for an extended period of time in UVC mode, would there be any issues with overheating? Hey, no ma'am. No ma'am. And I'm also doing this stress test with stress testing my own mind by having our 20-week-year-old Dutch Shepherd join the stream in the office. So fun times. We're just here for the chaos. We're here for the chaos, but I can't give you bourbon, can I? I have bourbon to chill out. What do you got? You got some food right there. So yeah. If you have any questions about the S1R Mark II, let me know. I know this is a very impromptu stream, and so like YouTube might not be pushing out that much. So we may not get a ton of engagement. But the ultimate thing is to stress test the UVC. Come here. Come here. Hey, Mackenzie. There you go. Lay down. All right. So let's do some things here. We're going to do some things. I like my thumbnail. Overheating party. Let's go. Just put out a... Mackenzie, come here. Come here. Hey, come get your bun. Come get your bun. Come here. Good girl. Come here. There you go. Divert that attention. There you go. Why don't you get it? Here. Yeah. No. Come here. You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? Come here. You guys want to see the puppy? Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, come. Come here. Mackenzie. Come here. Okay. All right. So if you're just joining the stream, S1R Mark II is what we're streaming on. We're testing UVC mode. I'm streaming on the 24mm f1.4 from Sigma. I'm pumped with what Sigma's got coming down the pike. Okay. All right. Maybe she needs a break. Babe. We're going to give Mackenzie a break. Here. Come here. Hey, babe, Mackenzie's coming out. Yes. All right. Talk about the most chaotic Anson & Co stream that's ever happened. Jeez. All right. So a couple things that are coming up on the channel that I'm kind of pumped on. I had PD Movie reach out recently, asked me about the Live Air 4 Smart because she was whining and needed a break. Okay. Can she be in the bathroom? Okay. Note to self: new puppies are a pain. But yeah, Live Air 4 Smart. I think it's got really cool stuff going on. I'm really excited to test that out. I have in the office, in the studio, a new cage for the Sigma BF. This is from XLCS. They just sent me this to test out. And I've got the 7 Artisans. These are low key, like my favorite cinema lenses right now. They're a decent price. I've got it with the Module 8 tuner. And this cage is pretty dope. It gives you a lot of mounting points. I was testing overheating with it because, as it probably should, the Sigma BF tends to overheat because it's a metal box. And so I was testing to see if it like caused more overheating, if it was about the same. I think it may make it overheat a little bit more. So I might do some more tests and see what happens. Currently, my solution, if I want any type of grip on the Sigma BF, was just like this grip here. All right, autofocus. And this is all right, but like I hate using a bottom plate with this thing. Just like the mounting quarter 20 on this grip is terrible. Terrible. And I reached out to XLCS and I was like, "Hey, are you guys planning on making a BF cage?" And so he decided he wanted to do that. And with that, he sent me a prototype. So this is the prototype. I don't know if this is going to be how the finished product is going to be. So this is kind of a first look at it. I like what he's doing with this cage. I did mention, like, if it's causing a little bit more overheating, may want to think about like cutting out the front or what have you. I'm not a cage designer. I don't claim to be a cage designer, but some adjustments. I love working with those guys. Like they're pretty chill. They tend to take feedback really well. So, the point of the stream is if you have questions about the S1R Mark II, if you want to chat about anything at this point, what we're doing is we're testing the UVC mode just to see, like, is there overheating happening with the UVC mode? One of my favorite modes that they've included with the LUMIX cameras now is the UVC mode. I've said it before, like my Sigma cameras, I've had it for a while. And so having UVC where I can just plug in a USB and it transmits a video signal and allows for me to charge the camera as well as stream like this, especially using real-time LUT. Like right now I'm using the Dark Knight LUT. It's one of my favorite LUTs. It's my go-to LUT right now. I need to do a color grading video for the S1R Mark II or the Sigma BF. I'll typically use it as like a look LUT on anything. So if it's the BF, I'll potentially do like since it's like a L-Log, like a natural, there's a natural 709. I think it's 709. A natural 709, Rec 709 LUT for Leica L-Log. And then I'll do all of my adjustments and things like that. Then I'll put in the Rec 709 LUT towards the end from Leica, and then I'll add the Dark Knight LUT as a look LUT at the end. And honestly, probably some of my favorite results are from that combo. That, and if you just want to go Vlog, Vlog to Nisus 709. If you're not familiar, that is a Vlog to 709 LUT. Nisus 709 is super handy. But then Nisus 709 with the Dark Knight LUT on top of that is super dope. And if you're not sure how to get the Dark Knight LUT, that is on Leica, or not Leica, Lumix Lab. It's one that you can, I don't even know how I found it now, because I think they changed the interface. So Now, what I did tonight is I went to creator. Like there's 2 tabs when you first get on there. It's like who's being featured and then the creator tab. If you go all the way to the bottom, there's a LUMIX created tab option, and Dark Knight. It's technically like Dark Knight S. That is an option. So that is using the standard picture profile. And so if you like right now, I'm using just that LUT. And so I have contrast, I have everything I might need for live streaming. But in a scenario where I want to use it as a finishing LUT, you can actually download the cube file. I think you have to go to like share. Like when you're in Lumix Lab, you have to go to share, and you can actually download the cube file, and that will allow you to insert it into your editing software. And it's because it's using standard as the base, it really is just kind of giving a finishing look. So if you were to put it on your log footage, it wouldn't give you any contrast, wouldn't give you any saturation. So it's really just giving you kind of the finishing there. I think I'm in trouble. Hold, please. We're back. We're back. Mackenzie, come here. Come here. Come here. You're getting in trouble. We're going to not get in trouble. Come here. Yeah. Go lay down. Go lay down. You're getting in trouble. Do you want to be on the stream? Come here. Oh. Come here. All right. This is Mackenzie. She's a beautiful little Dutch Shepherd mutt from the pound. Yeah. You want to say hi? Yeah. Do you want to say hi? All right. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl. So yeah, Dark Knight LUT. That's one, again, my go-to finishing LUT right now. She pooped in Eleanor's room. You pooped in my child's room? That's rude. Why would you do that? Hey, you should apologize. So, yeah, we may have a stream cut short if this dog is pooping on the floor. So we're going to relax. We're going to unwind. Now that the dog's pooped, she might actually lay down. We'll see. Who knows? I'm learning with a 20-week-old dog that there's no prediction. Come here. Come here. No scratching. Come here. Come here. Come get Sharky. Come get Sharky. There you go. Can you lay down? Can you lay down? Are you just got a lot of energy because we're at work all day? Yeah. All right. So again, if you're just joining the stream, let me know where you're watching from. Join the chat. This is very impromptu. We're stress testing the LUMIX S1Rii Mark II to see if it overheats in UVC mode. So here's what's going to happen. We're either come here. Well, actually, there's one of 3 things that are going to happen. This dog is going to make it impossible to stream. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Mackenzie, come here. Come here. Come get the book. Come get the toy. Come get the toy. There you go. Get the toy. What do you got? Is it just hot in here? Yeah, it's very hot in here. All right, go lay down. Go lay down. So we're either going to let the stream in because the dog is just not letting us stream. We're going to have an overheating situation, and at that point, we have accomplished what we're trying to do, or we're going to run out of things to talk about. Those are the 3 options. And honestly, one of the 3 is likely to happen very soon. Come here. Come here. Come here. What is wrong? What is wrong? What? What? Come here. Come lay down. Well, you're in trouble because you pooped in the girl's room. Come on. Come on. Come lay down. If you are a new dog owner, all right, so we're switching over since we got to make the stream last a little longer. If you're a new dog owner, something to help potentially with your dog, if let's say you have cats, come here. If you have cats and the dog won't stop eating the cat's, poop. I don't know why I said it makes people feel weird. There are a lot of cool options now. When I was had a puppy before, there were not cool options. Now we have a whole bookshelf that has a hidey hole for the cats. Game changer. We have one of those, and then we have one of those latch things for the bathroom, so we keep one of the cats. This is quality TV, and it's insane. So I'm really hoping the S1 Mark II overheats anytime soon, so we can shut this down. Again, if you're just joining the stream, let me know where you're streaming from. I'm gonna try to get this dog to calm down. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. What's going on? I should be like a Scott Balcom. Is it Scott Balcom? Is that his last name? Where he has a dog cam. That's my next goal. If she were to lay down while I do this, dude, I was trying to do a video, just a normal YouTube video, 12 minutes long, whatever. Just record for 10, 15 minutes. She was not having it. Hey, no, ma'am. Come here. Come here. Oh yeah. Let's put her in the crate. If she is not cooperative, can you close the door? Maybe. I got the side eye. I'm in trouble. I should not have streamed tonight. All right. So, anyways, so yeah, so that helps with puppies. They're trying to eat your cats. I don't know why dogs do this. It's disgusting and it's gross. Again, quality TV. So LUMIX S1Rii Mark II. Okay, so here's my take, right? I am trying to get this camera to overheat in a lot of situations. And it's just, I don't know if it's because people are having it go to again, I said this before, but I'm primarily shooting everything in 4K. Sometimes, a lot of times, just long GOP, just normal 4K long GOP, 10-bit, 24 frames per second. And maybe it's because people are trying to shoot in 6K because of open gate or 8K open gate. And don't get me wrong, for short takes, yeah, of course. I did a brand video where I was shooting in 6K. I think it was non-open gate because I was trying to match it with the Sigma BF, which we'll talk about maybe in a little bit. But yeah, it's not overheating for me. And don't get me this room is hot. This room is hot. I have a fan going on very quiet, a very quiet fan, and it's hot. It's a converted walk-in closet. This is a 10x6 walk-in closet. I have one vent that controls the central air condition. There's a giant window that I have to use blackout curtains, just to give you an idea. And I'm in the South, all right? It was roughly 80s, 90s temperature today. And, I keep the LUMIX S1Rii in its rig in this room, and I just don't have issues. And then when I take it out in the field, I don't have issues. One thing that I wanted to mention is that, oh, by the way, cheers. Welcome to the weekend. Although as creatives, we don't really have a weekend. I'm learning this. I have a shoot tomorrow. We have a faux weekend. But But one of the things that I included as B-roll in my why I chose a LUMIX S1R Mark II over the S1 Mark II was a brand video for a construction company. And like we're out, given it was like springtime, and so it was maybe 60s, 70s, that kind of weather, but like direct sunlight. It was hot because we were in direct sunlight. I know, look, if I'm sweating, I'm saying that qualifies as a time where a camera should overheat. Like if I'm sweating, the camera should overheat, right? Like so, that and that was the test S1R Mark II that I had. And I didn't give it a warning, nothing. Um and again, it may come down to I was using an external battery, which if you missed the beginning of the stream, I think a lot of this comes down to the battery and the media. I think those are the two things: battery, media. So if you have a V-mount battery solution, because if you're trying to add bulk or do a longer production day, you're probably going to have V-mount battery. And so if that's the case, you may not experience overheating. But the other thing is the media. Like I've stopped using CF Express because that has been kind of determined to be one of the worst media options, especially the Angel Bird that I have. I have the Angel Bird. I think it's a 1 terabyte CF Express card. And, it's between moving away from that, I'll use normal SD cards, use an SSD. It's just, I don't, between those two things, like having the external V mount, having the, not CF Express, like I think that's why we're seeing a lot of overheating with this camera. And for that matter, like, I wouldn't say for that matter because they're two different beasts. But like the Sigma BF is the same thing. Again, metal box. Like the part that gets hot is the battery, and so when you move that battery out of the camera, then you're solving for a lot of that. So yeah. So again, we're testing the UVC. I know I said this like a million times, but I think because I decided to do this as a very last minute stream, YouTube is like, I don't know what to do with this. And so I think that's probably why people are not coming in. But again, the whole point of the stream is to test and stress test UVC. And like I said, I think one time before I had it overheat in UVC mode. So we'll see at what point. Like, is it hour? I don't know if I'll be on here for an hour. But I want to make sure that, like, if I were to use, because there's a couple of podcasts I've been doing lately where we do use the camera as UVC and not, record internally and things like that. And so if it can survive UVC, which in theory it should do well, because UVC, you have the option to do 4K in UVC, but it's like 15 frames per second or something ridiculous. But 1080p at 60 frames per second, I think is like the highest you can do in 1080p. It shouldn't be that much stress on the camera. But I think it's just like, is it going to overheat because it's constantly focusing? It's constantly trying to, that's why I'm using the 24 f1.4, because I mean, that's what I would use in a normal scenario. By the way, I'm super all over the place right now. Do you guys like the new decoration? I kind of revamped my office to be a little bit less like a bat cave and more like a place you would actually live. So we've got plants. We've got plants. We've got art. These are all my prints, which dude, I've always heard the thing. I'm really all over the place. I've always heard the thing of, like you should print your own work. There's just a special feeling about it. And dude, I'm telling you, like it's true. I have a print over here on this side of the room that is a cow skull that I took at Johnny Cash's ranch when Lumix invited us out to LA. Um, this is a print from New York City. It's like a I don't even know what building this is. It's like a just an old building, but it was like right there in the trees, perfect black and white, got some nice contrast in there. So that's another print. That's Sigma BF. And then this one over here is I like the kind of the juxtaposition of this one because it's an antique. I don't know why it's not really a juxtaposition, but it's kind of like an antique frame, but it's got a um, I've done a couple of gigs for a tattoo studio in the area, and so it's the needle going into the ink, and so that's one. And then I just have a. This is not my work. This is just a matchbox that my nephew gave me. That is just really cool. So yeah, little upgrades to the studio. Just added a whole bunch of plants. Add some greenery. Matthew Denyu said I don't have enough color in my videos, and so we're gonna solve for that. So, um, again, something's coming up on the channel. And if you're watching this, you're like, man, Anson's just rambling. Well, there's a little bit of reason for that. One, I don't want to end the stream right now because again, I'm stress testing UVC. Probably not the best time because our dog is being crazy, and I may have to profusely apologize to my wife for streaming at this time. But stress testing UVC. So that's one reason I'm rambling, and also because like again, there's not a lot of chat going on. So if you want to interrupt the uh the rambling, I'm gonna go on YouTube. I feel like wow, there's a bunch of stream. Oh, there. Okay. 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 All right. See, I thought that. Okay. So there's actually chatting. Why are you showing this? Uh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Continue. What? No, stop. Dude, StreamYard is nickel and diming me right now. They used to do this for the free version. Okay, so we're just gonna rely on YouTube to answer some of these. All right, what's Mighty Miggy? Wow, I'm sorry, guys. I wish I had gone on the stream on YouTube earlier. And if you're still here, we're gonna get to some of these questions. So, what's the setup? Are you using a dummy battery? Um, I'm using an Andy Sini VMOnt battery. I think it's like their 95. I'm using a small rig uh, uh, V-mount adapter that is currently powering the monitor and the camera, but the monitor does not show during UVC mode, so I turned it off, so it's not really doing much. Um, so that's I mean, honestly, and there's no media because we're streaming, but that is kind of how we're mitigating a lot of the heat. Carlos says, still worth it, though, absolutely. I'm working in I'm looking for a decent setup to mount SSD to my S1R Mark II. What do you recommend? I understand I wouldn't have any overheating issues. I wouldn't say again, no overheating issues. And again, if you guys are putting the chat in here, I am sorry. We are StreamYard failed me on this one. They used to for like without signing up, um they would let me see all my chat. It's weird. All right, so Carlos, I'm using a uh it's the small rig universal SSD clamp. It's the one that like here. I think I didn't tighten it down too much. There we go. It's the one. Let me get back to StreamYard so I can actually see my composition here. Where is my screen? There we go. So we've got the small rig kind of universal clamp here. When I put out my rig video, I'm hoping that this will come out next week. I'll have links to all these things. but that's what I'm using for SSD, and I'm putting it over so with the small rig cage come on back, come on back, there we go. For the small rig cage, there's a spot over on the left side of the camera, and I just have that. And actually, I'm using a T5 right now for this. I may switch up to the, SanDisk Extreme Pro, but right now I'm using just T5, and if I put the USB-C facing away from me, uh, it's actually a pretty seamless setup. So again, I wouldn't say like it doesn't overheat with that. I think there's a lot of variables, right? I bought a fan, but because this thing's not overheating on me, I'm actually returning it. I'm not gonna. I hate spending money on things I don't need, um, and so we're probably gonna end up returning that. Is it AP card a 1 terabyte? Yes. The Angel Bird is the 1 terabyte. Apparently, that one, like, is the worst. Yeah, Puerto Rico, Miami, Florida. You guys are great. Dumb question. If it's a metal box, would attaching a fan help? The problem with the BF as far as attaching a fan is where would you attach it, right? Like, I'm I'm over you know, like, it could go maybe, like, on that side, but, like, you got the screen, but, like, you're gonna put it on the screen? Like, it's a little awkward in that sense of, like, where would you put the fan? You know, I don't know. But, yes, in theory, a fan would help. I don't think that, Sigma wanted to consider this a professional camera, so the fan wasn't an option in the camera itself, but yeah. Ruh-roh, yes. Um, so I don't know my exact temperature. I should probably have, like this was very let's be real. Let's be real. Um, this was very last minute. Well, I had this idea a couple weeks ago. I was like, "I'm just gonna stream and see how long it goes before it dies." Um, but in that time, I did not think to buy a temperature gauge. I can tell you I'm hot, like, it's very hot, and I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and it was, like, 87 degrees today, maybe even the 90s. So, we'll see. I don't know why I said we'll see, but, I would say it's fairly hot. Um, that's not a lapdog, no, for sure. Brian, what's up, man? Did you put a pro mist on the lens? I did. I do have a pro mist right now. Although that's not what is causing the loss of contrast a little bit. That is more of the LUT that I'm using. It pulls a lot of that contrast out. But uh, that's why you see a lot of that. Too cute. Oh, man. So here's the thing. So Shelby, I saw the robot litter boxes. Robot litter boxes are great. So we had an automated, litter box for a while. Problem is we're getting into, like, financial talk with this. We ended up dumping a lot of litter, like, more than we would with a traditional litter box, and so I was like, I got annoyed with it because we were buying, like, $50 because, like, a lot of times with those litter boxes, you can't get, like, just basic litter, which is great for the cats because, like, it may be, like, a luxury litter that you're getting, but it's expensive, and, this past year, I got laid off and going freelance, and so we're like, "Okay, uh, where can we save some money?" But that was the problem is, like, we would dump so much litter with the automated litter boxes, and half the time they wouldn't work, and it just was a weird thing. So, I do like the idea of a robot litter box, maybe eventually we'll get there, but yes, right now we're just hiding the litter box. Mm, I do not have AC blasting, and I want to have AC blasting, I wish I did because it's very hot in this room. Right now, if you guys are ever in a studio situation and you want a fan, this fan has been my go-to. Like, this room, I have gotten the most out of this room. Again, it's like a 9 by 6 walk-in closet that I converted into my office/studio. And, when we moved in, that was the plan for this room. So I was like, "This is my space," right? Like, and I love it. Like, I come in here to relax. Like, a lot of the times, the dog will chill in here. Like, she'll just sit at my feet and, I'll edit, but I make it work. Um, but the thing is, it gets really hot. So Rowenta Turbo Silence is the name of the fan. Um, it is it has a silent mode, and it's killer. It's fantastic, pun intended. So I use that whenever I record YouTube videos because it just keeps the air moving, but it doesn't add a ton of noise. Savage, what's up, man? You got Air Con Anson. Might, be a long ass stream. I know. Dude, it is, uh so I said at the beginning of the stream, this is gonna go one of 3 ways. Either A, I'm gonna run out of things to talk about, very likely, sometimes not likely, but very likely. Um, 2, well, the dog's not in here anymore, but if I have to go apologize to the wife because she took the dog, that will be the other reason. And then the next reason would be if the camera overheats. I think one of the first 2 reasons are gonna be the thing that happens first. So, because again, I'm not this camera's not overheating for me, and it's crazy. Alright, Shelby, so Sai, I'm still waiting for my BF to ship from Moment. They've been backlogged for so long now. It's funny, I order mine straight from Sigma. Being a person that has worked with them for many years, review their gear, they give me a little bit of a cut whenever I buy from them. And s not necessarily like a kickback, but just a little bit of a discount. But, so I order from them, and, this past week or, like, last month, I ordered, the black version. So right now I have the silver version, and I loved what I was getting from this camera so much that I was like, "You know what? I really like this camera." Um, and so I actually sold my 2nd Sigma FP to buy the black variation of the Sigma BF. And I emailed my rep today or my sales rep. I was like, "Hey, when is that coming in?" Or yesterday, I emailed them, and they were like, "Actually, it's shipping today." So, long story short, my black Sigma BF will be here tomorrow, hopefully. Um, so what's this on right now? Right now, StreamYard is on 720, but the S1R Mark II is, at I think it's 1080 60, I think. That being said, I'd be surprised if I didn't change the settings, and it's probably like 4K at 15 frames per second, because that's the top option. So, but I think it should be somewhere in that 1080 range. I'll have to double check. I should have probably checked. Wonder if can I check right now? Will it let me? No. I can access menu. Savage, you sold your FP, man. I know. I was excited that we were gonna be FP buddies, but instead didn't you get an S1H recently? Um, I'm gonna say, man, you should check out some of the new although I think the new Lumixes might still be too sharp for you, but it's not I don't think it's digital sharp. I think it's actually a sharp sensor. I love the image coming from the S1R Mark II. So, Shelby, alright, nice chatting all. Commute now, Shelby. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I'm just rocking my FP at the moment, dude. Great camera. Great camera. My cats. Pure luxury. Um, that's awesome. Let me see if I missed anything else. Use OBS. Yeah, I really do need to go back to OBS. All right, so I think that was pretty much everything. Um, okay, cool. Yeah, so wow, I'm really sad about that. I might have to move away from StreamYard and I might have to go back to OBS. I hate using OBS feel like it's just, like, a lot that I don't understand, but, like, not seeing my chat in StreamYard has been disappointing, and it looks like they moved the chat, like, feature to the paid version, which was not the case. So I'm over here, like, streaming away thinking, "Man, I have a lame stream going on. This is, not good content for anyone," just, like, chatting away, talking about, how to keep your dogs from eating cat poop and all that. And the whole time, people are just, like, asking questions, chatting along, and, StreamYard just failed me on this one. Alright, Leopold, how are you disabling sharpness on the S1R Mark II because there's no OLPF? Um, well, what I mean, for sharpening for the S1R Mark II, so I will say, there's probably some digital sharpening because Lumix wants to kind of sh their big m move is I wouldn't say their big move. I would say they want a sharp image because they're very they like the photo side of everything, but also understand there's a cinema side. It's a weird kind of, like, place. Um, so there's no OLPF. I'm personally, in this shot, using a, quarter pro mist, so it's a black pro mist. Typically, if I have stuff like, warm lighting, you can see my practicals are a lot of warm lighting. Whenever I'm using warm lighting, I'll use a black pro mist. If I want that cold, uh, or blue tint, I'll use a white pro mist. So this one I'm using a quarter pro mist on the Sigma 24 f1.4, which is a very sharp lens. So this is actually what it would be without the pro mist. So decently sharp. A lot of the contrast, like I said, is taken out by the LUT that I'm using. Let me wait for it to come out. There you go. So it's not too different. Like, you don't have a lot of halation, um, but I do like it because it gives that warm halation with the warm lighting, uh, but it does also help with so sharpness-wise, yeah, I'll use a black pro mist sometimes, but I've gotten away in my professional life, I've gotten away from using black pro mist a lot. I don't use mist at all anymore, almost. Some of the more recent stuff that I've done, there's no pro mist. I think a couple shoots recently, I was using pro mist, it looked muddy, and I started to just annoy me. And I was like, I'm kinda past this phase, like, if I wanna use a vintage lens, I'm gonna use a vintage lens. If I wanna use that's why I love these, like, Infinite 7 Artisan lenses because, like, these are the only cinema lenses I own right now. I sold all my Sigma Cines, and basically went with the autofocus variation or equivalent of everything, but these Infinites are a nice, like, substitute. Um, they're not perfect. They offer that, like, kind of, like, matte, kind of, like, natural finish to them as far as the image, and so I've really enjoyed them, but if I want that character and I'm also using this with the Module 8 tuner, this is the L1, so it's replicating kind of the, uh, old kinda, vintage lenses. I haven't used them personally, but I do like the look. It has a lot of character to it, and so this is, like, if what I would use if I want that character, that soft look, and then so if I'm using that on the S1R Mark II, a lot of the product shots I'm doing right now on my channel, I like a lot of character in my product shots, so I'm using this lens combo, this, Module 8 tuner, with the Infinite cinema lenses, um, and so that's what I'll use if I want that more organic look, but otherwise, like, yeah, I'm probably just using autofocus prime lenses or autofocus, Sigma 24 to 70, 7200. And, one thing I love about the S1R Mark II, I kind of went off a tangent. One thing I love about the S1R Mark II is it offers that kind of organic look, while being sharp. Like, it's weird, like, I don't feel like it's super digital, like, it's sharp, don't get me wrong, very modern, very sharp, but it's not, like, overly digital. It's got a lot of, like, I think it might go back to that color fidelity, like, it capturing a lot of colors, capturing a lot of gradation, capturing, skin tones properly. Again, this goes back to this is the first camera I've had in years where I willingly put down my Sigma FP, which again, the big point of that camera is the image and the image from it, and the colors that it captures and the color accuracy that it captures, the skin tones and the gradations and all of that. This camera is the first one I've had since the FP where I'm like, "You know what? This is it." And to the point where, again, I decided to buy this camera over the S1 Mark II, which arguably has a lot more going for it as far as video features, but the image with the video features of the S1R Mark II is why I went with that one. So, I'm really sad because, like, with StreamYard, I used to be able to pull up y'all's comment, and you guys can see the comments as I was streaming, but now I'll just read them. So, established filmmaker, "Dude, the FP was great, but more for travel. A few too many workarounds for pro use. S1H, however, lovely, and the S1 too, well, I have some thoughts. I've got some thoughts. Love to see what you're doing." Dude, honestly, I'm doing so much with the BF. It's crazy. Um, I might yeah, here, let me pull this up. I don't know if I can actually. Can they've stripped down so much of the free things with this. Let me see if can I share a screen? Oh, okay. I might be able to pull this up. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me try to pull this up. So this is a video, mm, except for actually, no, I have it on my Google Drive. Let me download it from my Google Drive. I was about to say I don't have my external hard drive plugged in. No, 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 no. So talking about what I'm doing with the BF, I'm embracing how I wouldn't say the sensors are similar with the S1R Mark II, but, like, in some ways they are, and so I'm embracing, like, trying to use the BF as a B cam for, let me see if I can download this again. I can download this, I'll show you. This is a brand video we did recently. I'm gonna use the S1R Mark II as the A cam, the Sigma BF as the B cam. There's a slight color variation, but honestly, it's actually pretty impressive. Alright, let me see if I can show window no, here. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna go back over here. Hold, please. I don't know why this is my background, but it's my background. We're gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. So this is, again, a brand video that we did. This is stock footage. This first part stock footage. But talking heads. That first talking head is the S1R Mark II. I wish I had used a wider aperture. I in other videos I've done in this location, we've been able to hide the fact this is working. This second shot, this B shot is the BF. So, a little bit of fast pace, so there's a little quick cuts, but as we get side shot, that is the death, and so, as you kind of get in, you go back and forth, like, I think there was a slight color shift, like a maybe a little bit of a temperature shift. Like, this thing like, I love the video of BF, like, I think it's underappreciated, in my opinion. This is all in 6K. It's delivered in 1080p, so this is 1080p for this. Um, but I honestly got to the point where I really enjoy using the BF as a video camera more than I do a photo. 1, it has a small footprint, it has L-log, it has, and obviously everything is 10-bit. Let me go back, let this rotate, let it loop. Um, but yeah, I mean, 10-bit, L-log, like all the things that people were asking for with the FP. We want log, we want 10-bit. Yes, there's raw, but like it got to be where like with the FP raw, so you could not monitor it, reliably. And so, okay, what's raw if you are constantly underexposing, overexposing because you can't monitor it in the field unless you're using something like an Atmos Ninja 5. And so having a solid 10-bit, again, that's the BF shot. Having a solid 10-bit is super like, I've gotten to where, like so I bought the Blackmagic Video Assist for the S1R Mark II. When they did the update where you could do 8K open gate RAW, I bought the Blackmagic Video Assist. Mhm. And I returned it within, like, a couple days because I was like, "You know, honestly, I don't like how lazy raw video makes me." Um, I like being it challenges me to always make sure I do everything correctly in camera. But then also just, like, the data consumption, the fact that, like, things like with the video assists, if I want lower resolution because I don't wanna shoot 8K all the time, like, I have to go into APS-C or Pixel Pix it's a lot. And so, like, while I love the FP and all it can do and the Cinema DNG looks fantastic, when rubber meets the road, so to speak, the S1R Mark II, it does ProRes RAW, and so I can convert that Cinema DNG, but then, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm shooting mostly 10-bit, and honestly, mostly 10-bit long GOP, and so being able to do 10 a solid 10-bit, with the BF, like, it's what everybody wanted for the FP. We wanted that image quality, that color fidelity with the FP, but a solid non-RAW option for when you did, and so, um, it is there. But you also get the best looking stuff from your FP. You need to master class for it. I have too much ADHD to make a master class. I think the S1R Mark II looks stunning, but can't take the overheating gamble as my daily driver. Module 8 is a great add-on. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's also let me go back to StreamYard. So that's something that, like, I thought about that too. I thought about, okay, overheating for my daily driver. Do I want that headache? Do I want to take that gamble? And, that's why when I bought the S1R Mark II, I bought a fan. I watched a lot of videos. Okay, people were using fans, people were using SSDs. And, like, it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing right, like, so to speak. But I I'm just it's not overheating for me. And again, I think it comes down to, again, external batteries, maybe SSD, but, like, a lot of times if I'm using just even an SD card, like, it's not overheating. Um, and what resolution I'm shooting in. 'Cause again, like, if you're shooting high resolution, yeah, you're probably you might overheat it easier than if you're shooting, uh, 4K, whatever. But, like, that promo video that we did or that brand video that we did, um, that's all 6K coming from the S1R Mark II, and, it's we were shooting. Is this playing the audio? I don't think it is. Pull up the audio, see if it's actually doing anything. Have I been talking this whole time? Wow.
Now, by doing things that the
Yes.
insurance companies want.
Yes, I have.
I was tired of being rushed, and I was tired of insurance companies caring more about their bottom line than the human sitting around.
Yep. Turns out let me go over here. I forgot that when I'm sharing my screen, um, it actually plays the audio, and I had my stream on mute. This is the most chaotic, I think, Anson& Co stream. I'm gonna put it out there. So yeah. Yeah, the overheating gamble, I get that. Apparently, I left the studio. We're just doing all the things to piss off today. All right, so, it has been where are we at? What's our marker? Where are we at? We're at an hour and 6 minutes, y'all. Hour and 6 minutes. I don't even have a warning. I think I can sufficiently say that if I were to do a podcast using UVC, I'm not gonna have any issues, and that is the point of this stream. So, yeah, I apologize, guys. I don't know why StreamYard, got rid of the feature with the free accounts where you can see people's comments and pull them up and show them on the screen, that's so dumb. I may have to pull the trigger and actually pay for StreamYard now, although I think it's way more expensive now. Or maybe again, maybe I have to go back and deal with OBS. Um, so yeah, hour and 6 minutes in, no warnings. If you watch this after the fact, I'll probably put like a pinned comment, what resolution I was in. I did not check that beforehand. Right. Can I see if I have anything to show the temperature in this room? Like, I know it's hot, but that's subjective, right? Like, I get hot just walking outside and I start sweating. Hashtag, if you live in the South. But yeah, I'll at least put what resolution I was using in a pinned comment. So if you watch this after the fact, you're curious about what resolution I was using or any questions, definitely let me know. Honestly, like, I feel like so okay, alright, I'm gonna finish on this rant, right? This is why I love streaming. I get unfiltered rants, and just go. Um, okay, I think one reason why a lot of people are facing the overheating issue is because they're trying to use a lot of the open gate formats, which again is kind of like Lumix's thing, like the open gate formats. But again, if you're using a 6K open gate, 8K open gate in a camera that's as small as it is, at some point you gotta ask the question, are like, and I meant to put this, I think this got cut. I think I cut this from my S1R video or S1 Mark II video that I did last month. At some point, we've gotta, like we're pushing this technology. It's funny, I'm on calls with Lumix all the time, and that's not like a flex or anything like that. It's just my life. Like, I'm a official Lumix creator. Um, and so I'm on calls with them constantly, and, when new stuff comes out, they're talking about research, and so I'm in a place where I know that some of the conversations that are happening in research and development, some of the conversations that are happening, uh, in just researching different groups. So, The thing that you have to consider, and I'll leave this on the internet. The thing you have to consider is market research that Lumix did was researching a few different things, and through market research, it was an expressed desire to have a small camera, a small camera. So, you think about something like the S1R marked or the S1R, the S1H, they're all bulky boys, right? They're very bulky boys. They don't overheat because they have a giant fan on the back of them, but they're bulky boys. Um, and so if you're doing your market research that says, "We want small cameras." I'm using my S1R, so, like, single BF. We want small cameras. That's what we want. But we want cameras that are gonna perform, right? And so you kind of at this crossroads then of, okay, you want smaller cameras. You're not gonna you don't want a camera that's bulky. You don't want a camera that has a, um, a really good fan solution to match this amazing sensor. I mean, you think about the sensor that is being claimed to be in this camera. So, the sensor that a lot of people and I don't know how much truth there is to this, and I haven't had this conversation with Lumix. But the sensor that is claimed to be in this camera is the same sensor that's in the Ronin 4D 8K. Let's take a size and look comparison at the different bodies that's happening here, right? If this is the same sensor that's in the Ronin 4D 8K, that has decently adequate fans because there's a lot of size to it. And again, a lot of the size is like the stabilization and like cinema features and things like that. But there's room to dissipate the heat. But with Lumix, they're trying to put this incredible sensor into this tiny, tiny body. Where's my other S? I still have my sample unit from Lumix. I think it's right in here. Let me see. I need to pull this out for tomorrow anyways. Is that the R? Yes. Okay, so we've got this this camera that legit is this big, right? And, like, I have it rigged up right now, but, like, this camera's this big, and it has the same, in theory, same sensor as the Ronin 48K. Like, the there is there's 1, there's 2, there's 3 vents in total, right, for the size. This is the same general approach to design as the S52X, like an S52. How are you not, like, no brainer gonna make this like, this is going to overheat. Like, sorry, I've been working on that cough for, like, 20 minutes. But, like, damn, really? Like, that's where we are. So, like, I think that's kind of my thing is, like, we're pushing this technology, we're pushing like, you're getting a lot out of this camera. And so, like, there was, like, a video that I watched kind of and it kind of, uh, influenced my rig build. But the guy was like, "You would spend the same amount of money rigging up this camera and still not spend nearly as much as you would if you were buying a cinema camera." And not to mention you have more features than a lot of cinema cameras that are in the relative price range as the S1R Mark II. So, like, for that matter, I mean, like, maybe it's because 'cause I'm a glutton for punishment and I kinda came up on the Sigma FP, which is constantly a problem-solving camera. How do we solve this problem? that's where I feel like I gravitated to the S1R too, is because, like, I feel like gives you everything you need and then some. And yes, does it require some problem solving? Absolutely. Like, absolutely. If I'm going for longer takes, I'm 100% not using the internal battery with express cards. But, like, I'm willing to work with it because of the image. I'm willing to work with it because of the features. I'm willing to work with it because it literally it is one of those cameras that is so special in what it's delivering. So, for that matter, I know it's a very half-assed rant, in my opinion. Could have gone way deeper on it, but whatever. Um, that said, it has not overheated. We've been streaming for an hour and 16 minutes, so I'm gonna call it at that, right? I've run out of things to talk about, and I can hear my wife talking to the dog, and I'm going to try to apologize and very much apologize for making her deal with the dog by herself. So, that said, again, if you guys are watching this after the fact, let me know if you have any questions about the S1R Mark II. Let me know if you have questions about UVC mode, things like that. I think this is a successful test of UVC mode. I think if I'm doing a podcast using it in UVC mode, I'm not gonna have any problems, and especially if I'm using UVC on, like, BFs, because if I'm doing podcasts, a lot of times my A cam is gonna be the S1R Mark II, and my B cams are gonna be the BFs, and my C cam is gonna be the other BF that I have. So, with that, I think with all the different UVC options, we're in good hands. I officially tapped out before the S1R Mark II did. I don't even have an overheating warning. Um, I think it's a win. So we're gonna call it at that. Thank you guys all for joining. Again, I apologize that we had the technical difficulties that we had, and I wasn't able to get to the comments before I did. Um, I will know that for next time. Thank you guys all for joining. You guys are great, and I love this community. I love you guys. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life. Peace.